Levels, levels.
Levels, levels.
Okay, so last weekend before Ragbri, right? Because you're traveling next weekend.
Yeah.
So this is your last chance to get in some big miles. So what's a weekend look like for you?
115.
Oh, that must be what you're planning on shooting at the course this weekend to get ready for the golf outing part. Or are you going to log 115 miles the weekend before we go?
I should be mad at you, but it was funny and true. 2, 115 is the forecasted high this weekend at the undisclosed location.
Oh my God. So indoor activities, exercise bike, and golf simulator for Todd. Okay.
Yeah, when I start swinging the club in the living room, taking out the lamps, I'll just tell Lisa it was your idea.
Hi, toddlers. Welcome to Talking to Todd, weekly podcast with Dewayne Johnson and Todd Prinz, where failure is always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just trying to get everything done outdoors before the, sun lights this place on fire. So, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to look at the 10-day forecast for Ragbri. We're not quite there yet.
Yes.
But next week, 87, 79, 82, 87, 88, 84. Can they move Ragbri? Because next week looks good.
The roads would be a lot less crowded if I just fly out early and you and I just ride Ames to Des Moines next week. They'll never expect it. We roll into town. Where's the pie? That's
What?
next week. No, this is the pre-ride. Come on.
Nope.
You know what? Trial run to see if you guys are up to it. Yeah, where's the pie? Also,
and if I were,
yeah, not for nothing. Real quick, where are the porta johns? Because you should have them. But yeah, I understand next week, but now, don't worry. You know what? I'll just pretend I'm a Leeds United supporter. We'll take care of it.
if I were going to be in Tampa next week, this would be a great idea.
Lisa did ask. She's like, "Hey, so what's going to be like in Iowa?" And I'm like, you should expect probably low to mid 90s. She's like, "Oh, that sounds nice." And I said, "That's the temperature and the humidity." And she said, "That sounds terrible."
That's pretty darn accurate.
Last weekend, the humidity here was 6. I'm not even sure how that seems to break some physics. Last night it was all the way up to 15%. So yeah, start hitting 20%, it starts to feel a little sticky.
You guys are in for an awakening.
Yeah. Anyway, we got more Ragbri stuff to cover in a little bit. What else we got?
We do. We got toddler number 1 really enjoyed the F1 and motorsports content.
Yeah. Maybe we turn this into an F1 and motorsports podcast. Or maybe that was the best that was all the content we had.
Don't overdo it.
Okay.
I guess.
Good point. There you go. Yeah.
Give the people what they want. Don't give them more than they want.
Yeah.
Is Lisa still behind?
Yes. She is still behind.
So I'm not in trouble yet.
Word has not come down yet that you're in trouble. So, yeah.
Outstanding. Can't say the same from Sherry. Sherry was on vacation as Sherry and Greg were on vacation. toddler 3187, and toddler number 17. We're on vacation. I get a text. So I come back from vacation to find that you're riding a motorcycle on Ragbri. I said, pedal assisted transportation. She said, motorcycle. Tomato, tomato.
I'm more thinking pedal assisted. So it is a motorcycle that has pedals to assist it. It's not it's not an assisted pedal technology, because then the assisting would be doing the pedaling is the assisting. Yeah. For some of those, I'll just pedal a little bit to give it a little rest.
And then yesterday, she apparently got caught up. Yesterday, for the love of God, please explain to me why someone in the 98th percentile of health for their age group needs an e-bike to cheat on a ride that's not even a race to eat some pie. And that's because someone likes to golf instead of train. This, you know what? You know what I just realized?
What's that?
This is a train podcast. We're either training or we're training. Or trolleying or tramming. Because some of those things are not the same.
Yeah, those are not all the same, so you got to be careful.
Do not come for me, train people. Danny, toddler 401k.
Yes.
We were talking about the e-bike. And you said, this is a problem money can solve. Danny says that's genius.
You know what? It's always a good management technique. You understand which problems money can solve and which problems money can. Now, I'm not saying just because you can solve the problem with money doesn't mean you have the money, but but once you understand which one it is, you can at least start figuring out what your solutions look like.
He also sent us a TikTok about Ragbri. So I'm going to play this.
You have this reoccurring week off every year in July, and in the notes it says, repeating until I retire or die. Can you explain this?
That is the week of Ragbri, and I do not work Ragbri.
I do not know what that is. Is that an Iowa thing?
Have you ever been to like a local Iowa bar or a Fairway or a Walmart?
I mean, yeah, they're way different than what we had in San Diego, but yeah, I've been. Okay, so those people, once a year, every year, in July, peak season, buy all the bush light that they can find, get on bicycles, ride from one side of the state to the other, in 90-degree weather. Yeah, I could see where that might be an issue.
Mostly through towns that don't even have post offices, let alone hospitals.
And we're the only level 1 trauma for peds and adults in the state. So I will not be coming to work that week. I mean, can it be that bad?
Last year we had 32 MIs by day 2 and I pulled a bicycle horn out of someone's rectum.
I will staff up the cath lab and also take the week off.
That was one nurse talking to another nurse, both nurses played by the same person, as people are wont to do on TikTok.
Wait, those towns don't have a post office?
Some of them don't.
Good Fairway reference, though. Once you drop the Fairway reference, then you know if you know, you know. Is that how? Did I do that right? Did I?
Yes, you did.
Okay, all right. I don't. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Danny. Thanks for that. Uh-huh. Yep. It's Walmart on wheels. That's what we need on shirts. Ragbri, Walmart on wheels.
So we can be sued by both Walmart and Ragbri.
And yes. Hey, you know what? Everybody's sued. Just get in line. The other thing I got was from Doug over at the Idiot Toddlers. On their podcast this week, they are back. It was great to hear them try to remember how to do a podcast.
Because from week to week, they sometimes struggle.
It's not wrong. But Doug dropped source of all truth and knowledge
It's
on
catching on.
Yeah.
It's catching on. It's only taken 15 years, but it's taken off now.
They had a continued lengthy discussion about food trucks and plugged our podcast and our continued discussion about food trucks. Tots, a
Yes.
food truck, a tot-based food truck.
Yes.
It's $1 million idea. They're absolutely on board. But both Dan and Doug are large gentlemen. The two of them plus me in a food truck. Can we pull up a semi as a food? Then we'd have some space to get the work done that needs to be done. I'm thinking a typical truck, just a panel truck, is not going to fly.
Yeah, but see, that's why it's great television, because Dan and Doug would be struggling for space in there, and then bumping into each other, and it would be great television. And then the crowd would also be watching, hoping that you don't get crushed in between them. Boy, I hope that little fella survives.
Dan can put me in a locker. Wouldn't be the first time.
Here's the thing: if you really want to be safe, just go over there and sit down on the bench. You know how to do that.
Yeah, nobody touching me over there. At least Coop's sitting behind me. I mean, I'm behind Greg, but Coop's behind me.
Somebody has to be the last place student at Harvard Law. Right?
That's fair. You still call him a lawyer.
Yes.
Dan did actually have they always end their show with question for Dan. This would be a question for you and me.
Yeah.
If you and I were to actually do a food truck,
okay,
what would we do?
Poorly. Oh. Sorry. That wasn't that wasn't what you were asking.
It's not wrong.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We need something that we know how to do, something that we can make well and that we could make quickly, that people like. The joke in my house has been for years that I know how to make the 3 Ps: pancakes, pasta, and pizza. Outside of that, things get a little dicey.
That's okay, though. We'll probably serve vegetables. We need some dicing done.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Am I doing this right? How did you screw up dicing vegetables? What is that? I don't know. I watched this TikTok and they said that's how it was done. No. Anyway.
No.
Yeah. Let's see. The problem is, so you need somebody to be the cook. You need somebody to work the crowd and get everybody in, and then you need somebody to just kind of like keep track of all the orders and do whatever the cook says. I'm not a good cook. I'm not good with people. I don't really, you know what? Yeah, actually, the best opportunity would be we should probably hire some people.
Management. That's our forte.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you have 2 MBAs. No.
Hey, what does Todd do? Well, he has no discernible skills at this point, so he just sticks around and goes, "Yeah, that looks like a good idea." I was going to say the other thing the thing that we could really do is, okay, so thinking this through, like I'm thinking like what are the skills, what have we talked about? We could probably make really good old fashions. However, then we're no longer a food truck, we're just a rolling bar. That's different.
That's different.
That technically is different. What do you have for food? We have mixed drinks. Well, that's one way to go.
What?
Oh, and peanuts.
Yeah, because you got to serve food.
Yeah.
Bar mix. Yes.
Yep.
Help yourself. Yes, one or the other. but the line at our truck would be down the block.
Those people at the Tots truck could be like, "What are we doing wrong?" Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I legitimately, I think, given both of our experiences at Pizza Hut, we could do, mini pans over and over and over, and a variety of toppings and sauces, and a pizza food truck, I think, would be our wheelhouse.
Well, I am a certified dough master.
Yes, you are.
That may or may not have expired, but I can see what it will take to get recertified. Probably some continuing education credits.
You don't need him to scuba dive. Why would you need him to be a dough master?
Good point. It's all the same.
I've got one
Actually.
for us.
Okay.
During our motorsports discussion
Yes.
and the NASCAR race in Chicago,
Yes.
we repeatedly referred to this as a road race.
Okay.
It was not a road race.
Okay.
It was a street race. And this was the first ever street race that NASCAR, because that was all of their marketing. First ever NASCAR street race, because they do road races at Watkins Glen, or at least they used to.
And Sonoma.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah.
So road racing isn't new for NASCAR, but street racing, we sit corrected.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I don't. This is the part where we have NASCAR correcting our vocabulary on the difference between a street and a road. Anyway,
Boogity boogity. Let's go correcting, boys.
Jeez.
Did you have any corrections?
Not after that, I don't.
Did you have any follow-up?
Yeah. Hey, Chelsea FC released their new kit for next year. Dewayne, if you remember, I quizzed you at one point about what number. I showed you a picture of Christian Pulisic in his Chelsea jersey strip, and I asked you what number he was, and you said that he was which number?
He was number 3.
Yes.
Because that was the number on the front of the jersey.
And of all of the jerseys, because 3 sponsored, yes.
Yes, but you only showed me the one player, so you tricked me, and it worked exactly the way you wanted to. Yes.
Yeah, that's how you construct a joke.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. Good news, Chelsea has now fixed it, because on their new strips that they've launched, 3 hasn't re-upped, and no one else has either. So now it's blank. So 3 minus 3 equals 0, which equals how many pounds they're getting for their jerseys at this point. Guess they're still in talks with sponsors, but they're already printing up the shirts. So good luck with that.
Is Teen Viewer available? Team.
Yeah, careful. No, but I think they're still locked in with Man United until the board throws out the CEO for signing that stupid contract. On the other hand, Chelsea has spent 600 in the last 2 transfer cycles. They committed more than 600 million pounds to sign players. They need money. I mean, they need money bad. I'm thinking there's an opportunity here for us to put in a bid. I mean, I don't know. If we each kick in $100, 100 pounds. I mean, we could offer you nearly 200 pounds to be the official sponsor of Chelsea. You know what? Never mind. I'm not doing that. No. I mean, it would get us a global audience and all, but I don't want to give the owner of the Dodgers any more money. So, nah, never mind.
There are some lines you just won't cross.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. We are closing in on hot damn.
Yes.
The jerseys arrived this week.
Yeah, so I have all the stuff.
Cool.
I have here are our daily writer wristbands. I believe we have luggage tags.
Ooh.
I think
Don't know
we've
what I
got
use that for, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're daily write. Well, I guess we're daily writers, but we could have bags shipped for no apparent reason between Des Moines and Tama. If you know what, if you got a desk that needs to go there, we could at least slap that on it and go, it's a single piece of luggage. We followed the rules.
As long as it weighs less than 50 pounds, we are good to go.
Yeah. And then we whoops, I had unzipped it. So and then we do have our jerseys. So yes, they are quite nice. They are actually very
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So from what I gather, because I was listed as the team captain, okay, which just meant sign up first. I mean, that's I'm the team captain. Wow, what did it take to get that? Did you get it voted on? No, I just gave him my credit card before Dewayne did, and I became team captain. Had we known that, probably would have thought about this a little differently, because basically, people in a warehouse in Des Moines had to assemble all of our stuff and put it in an envelope and then ship it all the way out to the undisclosed location so that I can throw all of this in my suitcase and I can bring it all the way back to Des Moines to hand to you. It's entirely possible this was being done in a strip mall within a half mile of your house.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah. You could have just stopped by and picked it up, but
you could probably put it in the box with your bike.
Maybe. We'll see. I've got weight limits I got to worry about. Yeah.
But if the bike doesn't make it,
yes,
we don't have a lot of use for the jerseys and the tags.
Good point. Well, hold on. Think this through. Even if the bike doesn't make it, we can still throw the jerseys and the wristband on, and like say Wednesday night, we can go. We can go out. Whew, heck of a day, man. Boy, that hill coming into Ankeny kicked my butt. I know, right?
Just hose you down so that you look drenched. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, again, that is a problem. The lack of bike is a problem money can solve.
It is given the price of bikes, it is not a problem money will solve, but it is a problem money could solve.
I've actually got 2 bikes in my garage.
Thanks, Eli. Yeah.
You're welcome.
By the way, so I was traveling this week, and the person sitting next to me on the flight, we were talking a little bit, and her husband have e-bikes, and they just love them, and recommended that they ride on the same trails here that I ride on, and she just couldn't say enough about how great they were. She also let me know that one of our local bike stores has a fantastic deal on the ones that they have, which are really nice specialized bikes. According to her, they normally retail for $5,700 each. And I think they're down to $4,500, which is an unprecedented discount for this level of bike. And so she was thinking maybe I needed to go and pick up one. And I thought I was trying to figure out how old I was before I bought a car that cost $4,500, and I got older than you would think.
You can go pick up a not new but fairly recent model Kia Rio for that.
Yeah. But she did point out something that was in the back of my mind when you said you got your e-bike. And this was in the back of my mind, and I didn't really do anything. And I told her what we were doing. I told that you had an e-bike. Dewayne, this is not the official Dewayne guess a number. That's coming up in just a minute. But as part of the hot damn updates, Dewayne, do you know how much your e-bike weighs?
I believe it weighs 65 pounds.
It does. It does weigh 65 pounds. Now, you will have pedal assist for some hills, correct?
Yes, but if it's longer, if the ride is longer than the battery life, I won't have it for all hills.
Yes. So you're gonna ride a 65-pound bike around that will help at times. I'm just saying, have you thought this one through? That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to need to make sure that I've got the wristband.
Yes.
And that I stay ahead of the sag wagon.
Yeah. By the way, we've also got a bike band. I love their first album. Anyway, sorry. No. Dewayne hauling a 65-pound bike around Iowa.
Thinking short day.
By the way, did you have anything else around hot damn?
No, I don't think so. I've been golfing instead of training, so. Oh no! Okay, so that's what we got.
Yep.
No, hot damn updates. I need to get my ass on the bike, so I'll get going.
Speaking of getting going, hey, you know what time it is?
That's right. That sound means it's time for America's favorite game. Dewayne, guess a number. Okay, hit me.
I had a number, but it's going to be, guess how many dogs are barking behind me right now. Never mind.
Thanks, Eli.
Yeah. All right. This could have also been follow-up, but
okay,
it does fall into idiots. So we had covered Bored Ape Yacht Club, if you remember, and NFTs.
So it could have been follow-up.
Yes.
It could have also been idiots, but instead it's Dewayne guess a number?
Yes.
God. Okay. Bored Ape Yacht Club and NFTs. Bring it.
Okay, wait. We're going to have to edit this whole thing. I did jump forward. It is not. This is my idiots. Sorry. I went the wrong way.
You know this, Stacey.
Damn it. Well, I know who the idiot of the week is. All right, you know what? Screw it. You know what? We're going to do it live, and I'm going to leave this. If you're going to leave it in, I'm going to leave it in. Okay, here we go. We're going to do this. Bored Ape Yacht Club. Turns out my actual other guess a number also works as an idiot, so we'll just go there. Okay, so in January of 2022, Justin Bieber spent around $1.3 million on Bored Ape number 3001.
Okay.
As of July of 2023, how much is Bieber's Bored Ape NFT now worth, according to Bitcoinist?
$1,700.
You went over.
No.
No. You went under. Sorry, you went under. The thing that he paid $1.3 million for 18 months ago is now valued around $59,000.
It's not nothing.
So I mean, he's lost. I mean, from 1.3 down to 60 grand. I mean, that's a pretty big loss. But to your point, it's still a JPEG worth $59,000. By the way.
And only if he can get somebody to pay him that for it.
Yes, you do have to find the next biggest idiot.
I mean, it's like having a Reggie Jackson rookie card, except with a Reggie Jackson rookie card, you can actually pick it up and hold on to it. But you still have to find somebody willing to buy it.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I have a feeling here's a couple of people who are probably not in the market to buy Justin's NFT, even though it has dropped by 95%. Stephen Curry from the Warriors, he bought one for 180,000. He has seen the value of his drop by 68%. Madonna bought Bored Ape 4988 for $466,000, and it is now down to about 53,000. And this could actually cost them a lot more because in December, a number of celebrities, including Bieber, Curry, and Madonna, were named in a class action lawsuit filed by investors who purchased Bored Ape Yacht Club assets. That the lawsuit alleges that celebrity endorsements and promotions were manufactured. Apparently, it turns out, shockingly, that a bunch of them were paid to go on talk shows and talk about this cool thing. Allegedly, they were actually paid to go talk on talk shows about all of this and didn't disclose the fact that they were paid endorsers. And now it's losing between 68 to 95% of its value.
If only someone could have possibly foreseen how big of a scam this was and raised the concern.
I know,
if
right?
Only.
Right. It really is. So, yeah, you actually gave Bieber. Yeah, Bieber's doing better than your $1,700. So, anyway, a 95.
So far, let's revisit this in another 6 months and see where he's at.
True. I think the sad thing is that that he's lost 90% of the value of that, and the only thing he has to hang on to right now is, well, Dewayne thought I lost more, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
So no bell for me, but no bell for the Biebs either.
Now, when it comes to investing,
should we go to my idiots?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
I brought 2.
Okay.
Again, I got in trouble for bringing 3. I brought 2. Story number 1, Cletus.
Okay.
And story number 2, what's in the can?
You know what? Just because I'll go with number 1. I want to go with Cletus because when I read that, there are 2 completely separate things that come to my mind. So I want to see what this one's about.
So this story on Pro Football Talk, published by Mike Florio on July 3rd.
This is going one of the 2 directions I was thinking of. Yes.
There's no dispute that the Super Bowl, last year's Super Bowl, LVII, what was that, 52? 57?
Yeah, I don't.
5, 6,
I'm not good at spelling,
57.
so yeah,
yes,
okay.
You're not good at spelling, so Roman numerals confuse you.
Yeah, it gives me a. Is it I before V except after L? Is that the rule?
That's
yeah. I always get those confused.
So if you remember, the playing surface at last year's Super Bowl in Arizona was less than optimal.
There was a lot of players slipping, and the sod father ripped the NFL a new one, saying that the NFL had completely screwed it up and didn't do the right things. And it was predictable given how crappy of a job that the NFL did of managing the field.
Yes, they overwatered it. So was it the grass? Was it the watering? Was it the lack of sunlight? Was it what exactly? So there was an investigation. I know we covered this before, so yes. I suppose this could have gone under follow-up.
So the NFL investigated itself.
Yes.
To figure out what went wrong.
Yes.
Ooh, I bet you the NFL came up with some. What did the NFL find when it investigated itself about how bad the playing surface was for the most important game of the year?
Per a league source, the league blames the players for not wearing the right shoes.
that is both surprising and totally unsurprising at the same time. Wasn't us.
No, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Wasn't me. Hence, cleat us.
Okay, you took it and you turned it. All right.
You're welcome.
Because the reason I thought this was why did I think that this might be football?
Because the nickname for the Fox NFL on Fox, the big robot thing that smashes through on their interstitials, his name is Cletus.
Yes. I was also intrigued by this because I was also, the other time that we have referred to Cletus is in the, hey, Cletus, need to go down to the Piggly Wiggly and go get one of those electric boxes. That is a reference from a Jim Rome radio show about 25 years ago.
Get me one of them there electric boxes. Officially, the Eagles did change their cleats during the game, and it didn't seem to matter. So, whatever. Wasn't me. NFL official line, wasn't me.
We are not legally liable for nothing.
Nope. How about you?
All right. You know what? This is going to be a surprise to me as much as you. But okay, so Johnny Ive, who was the famed designer at Apple, who helped design the iMac. He designed the iMac that came in all the colors.
Oh, yeah.
And then he designed the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, like he designed all of the stuff, and was incredibly close to Steve Jobs, and was considered a design genius. And then near the end of his time at Apple, people started getting concerned that as a designer, he was pushing form over function a little too much.
Okay.
Eventually, he leaves Apple. He forms his own design firm called Love From, and is working on some different products. He designed. We talked about this. He designed the seal for the coronation of King Charles. That Johnny Ive did that.
Oh,
yeah.
CR3.
Yes, which is different than CR7, who is now playing in Saudi Arabia. But the first hardware project that he's worked on has now been released, and he joined forces, as this says, with audio company Lin to build a special edition of a turntable. So this is the Sondek LP12-50, because I believe it's their 50th anniversary, so they wanted to have something special. Okay, well, the designer's going to go design things, and that's okay, yeah, right. The turntable cost $60,000.
Why?
Well, it's going to be limited. Only 250 of them will be made. So, and Johnny Ive designed it. So for everybody that said at the end of his Apple career that Johnny lost touch with the common person and was designing things that were way too expensive and were form over function, Johnny's answer is, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong. Here's a $60,000 record player. You're welcome.
Are you sure this isn't an Apple product? Because it sounds like an Apple product.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
It really does.
We've taken the best of music and made it worse by putting it on a turntable and charging a lot for it. Now, by the way, because we're idiots here, the idiot isn't Johnny Ive. Okay? Yes, he designed a $60,000 record player. He's not the idiot. Because Johnny's going to Johnny. That's what he does. Nobody should be surprised. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, that seems right. It's the company that
does what it says on the tin. Not a surprise. Yep.
Yeah.
We get it.
The CEO of Lin Audio, however, who said, it'd be a real good thing to do. We should sell $60,000 record players. That might be the hey, maybe we should let this thing go for, I don't know, 35,000. That's like a brand new Hyundai. You know what? Let's get it closer to like a couple of year old BMW. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because that's what record players need to be. So actually, probably the real idiots are the 250 people that buy these. Hey, Bieber. If you've got any money, you know what? Here's the sad thing. This is yeah.
He could trade his NFT for the record player.
Straight up. Just by the way, would you like a Bored Ape? I'd like a record player. Jeez.
God. Oh my word.
Just one last thing. Back to the thing. Like, is this a problem money can solve or not? The problem becomes, just because you have money doesn't mean that you know how to properly spend the money. Properly spending the money turns out to be not a problem that money can solve, and actually might make the problem even worse.
Dave Ball and I had this conversation yesterday, late afternoon on the golf course, about, when we had less money, because we've all had less money, we were a lot more careful about, not letting the milk expire. Right? Or eating what was in the fridge as opposed to just going out to eat or going to the grocery store. I don't really want to eat the hot dogs, but I have them. And I've got to figure out how to get to Friday before I get paid again. When we had less money, you solved problems. Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of lighting money on fire, hey, let's talk about streaming.
So what are you watching right now?
We, looking at this, I think the circles are kind of crossing. We finished The Bear, and we started Jack Ryan.
We finished The Bear, and we started Jack Ryan. Okay.
Without any spoilers, I thought last season's one episode of The Bear was ridiculously intense when it was that 21-minute single shot episode in the kitchen. And this year may have topped it.
Where are they going with this? Why are they? I mean, it's like the Christmas episode in Ted Lasso for me. I'm like,
yes,
it's totally off the why. And then you have to be patient because it comes back to it, and it does have a point.
Yes.
So, but wow, intense.
Yes. What did you guys think of Jack Ryan?
So far, just as intense as the last one. There's a lot. You can't do something on your phone while you're watching this show because it changes from location to location to location to location, and you got to follow along. Otherwise, you're going to get lost.
Yeah, I was, and Lisa, we just watched the first episode. We haven't watched anything else.
Okay.
After that,
we're caught up.
What I will tell you is, I don't know. To your point, actually, the first episode opens with a scene that just absolutely annoyed me because once again, Lisa's like, why do they even pay directors if you don't put enough lighting in the scene to even see what it is that's going on? That opens up this entire season, and that just put me in a bad mood because I'm tired of not being able to see. I pay lots of money to watch TV, and then you purposely make it so that I can't tell what's going on.
Or hear, so I have to turn on the subtitles and read my TV. Yes. Welcome to old man podcasting.
Yeah, right. But what I will say is, and Lisa may have, I actually, the first episode, yes, spending 15 seconds in this location, 15 seconds in that location. I did not find that interesting. I actually found that annoying because it was like 3 lines of dialogue here. Now let's go to the other side of the world. Here's 2 lines of dialogue. Now let's go over here. And at one point, about 3/4 of the way through the first episode, I'm like, this is just me. Maybe it gets better. I've enjoyed the series. It has been great. That episode, I don't see the point of any of this. I know that they're trying to set up a story. I come here for the action, and there's a lot of talkie-talkie that has nothing to do with each other. And I know that you're trying to set something up.
There's a lot of talkie-talkie.
But nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. I actually, Lisa may not agree with me on this. At the end of that episode, I actually didn't care what happened to Jack. I don't care. This to me is completely boring, and I don't care what happens to him. I am more interested in what the night agent set up. I'm more interested in those questions and the thing that's going on than where they got to, at least at the end of episode 1 of Jack Ryan, which is, do I even care? Boy, I don't. That's unfortunate.
You will stick with it.
That assumes that I watch it again.
Yeah.
I will say one thing, however. Oh, are you watching anything else before I get to my
Did
my
you
other
watch
thought?
Suits?
No.
I didn't either. It's all on Netflix. And my sister-in-law, Julie, has recommended Suits forever. And we were in that gap where Jack Ryan hadn't
Everything
started.
ended.
Right, everything ended, hadn't really started. I'm like, you know what? It's here, it's free, whatever. So I started watching. So I'm, I don't know, about 40% of the way through Suits, the entire series.
Yeah.
Again, it's what I'm watching.
I will throw out Emmy nominations came out.
Yeah.
This week, and there's some oddities in the way things kind of played out. I'm just going to throw this out. While we were watching The Bear, if you look on the main screen on Hulu, it is listed as a comedy. And
Yes.
Lisa says, "Why is this listed as a comedy? This is not a comedy at all.
Nope.
There are a few funny things in it, but this is not a comedy." And I said, well, I think because it's 30 minutes long, they put it as a comedy, even though it is one of the most intense shows you can watch. Apparently, this is staying on brand because they submitted themselves. The Bear is nominated in the comedy category for Emmys, and Jeremy Allen White is nominated as Best Actor in a Comedy Series. He is going up against Jason Sudeikis in Ted Lasso. And you could make a strong case, and a number of people have, that Ted Lasso isn't a comedy either. And it's a hell of a lot funnier
Yes.
than anything. Also, and I have not watched all of it. We watched a couple of episodes of the first season and have moved on. Barry on HBO is also nominated as a comedy. And Bill Hader is nominated as Best Comedic Actor, which makes sense because Bill's kind of funny. However, what people have told me is the last season of this, the first couple of seasons were dark comedy. The last season, people who have watched it have said, there is zero comedy. Like, this is not a comedy.
Dark. It's just dark. It's not dark comedy.
Yeah, they just dropped all of it, right? But apparently, that's what you need to do, because if you're a 30-minute show, you just become a comedy. That, and you don't want to be nominated against Succession this year. So, sure, comedy.
Hold on, just checking something. Is The Handmaid's Tale a comedy? Oh, sorry. Anywho.
No, unfortunately, it's getting closer to being a documentary. Anyway. Sorry. Wait, is this on? Do we have the other? Anyway.
Welcome to Iowa. What did we learn this week?
Okay. I was traveling this week. Something happened on this trip a couple of times that I've never had happen before, and I thought this is very weird. I have an away suitcase that has the integrated battery in the handle that
Yeah.
you can pop out. Airlines do not want big lithium. Well, they don't want any lithium ion batteries, but especially big ones. They do not want those in the cargo hold. So you're not allowed to put those in checked luggage. Understood. And they fly smaller planes in and out of the undisclosed location. And the planes used to be a carry-on, a full-size carry-on wouldn't fit on the plane, so you had to gate check it. Well, that's the same as checking, so take the battery out. We're flying a little bit bigger planes, but depending on the gate agent, some gate agents will make you gate check your bag even though it will fit anyway because they don't know the size of the plane. Anyway, I don't know. So when I leave out of here, take the battery out, throw it in my briefcase, whatever. They usually ask, hey, is your battery out? Because it's going to be gate checked. Fine. Get to the second flight, big plane. The gate agent stops and says, is the battery out of that? And I'm like, yeah. Okay. So I go, put the bag up, whatever. On the return trip, gate agent at the different airport, as I'm getting ready to go on, says, is battery out of that? Again, big plane. It's going to go in the overhead bin. I'm like, wait, what just happened? So I have to go figure this out. Turns out in 2018, Delta put in a rule that says that any luggage that has a battery in it cannot even go in the overhead bin with the battery in the suitcase.
5 years ago?
Yes. Apparently Delta used the U.S. Postal Service to send the notice out, and they just arrived out here this week. But here's the part that is insane. So the away suitcase has a little slot for the battery to go in. You push it, the battery comes out. Understand, I'm allowed to bring the battery on the plane, and I have to put the battery somewhere. According to Delta's rules that I learned this week, you have to take the battery out of the little space in the suitcase. As long as it's going checked in the overhead bin, you can open up the exact same suitcase and place the battery inside the bag and close it and put it in the exact same bin.
Are you sure this isn't under idiots?
It could have been. I'm not reading my notes really well. Or you can take, if the plane's not full, you can take the battery out of the rollerboard, take that out, put it into your backpack or briefcase bag or whatever, your messenger bag, and you can put the messenger bag in the bins and it's fine there. It just can't be in the slot of the suitcase. So anyway, there must be a very good reason of why they're doing this. And I did see one theory. And at this point, one theory is better than no theories. But the theory is because phones catch on fire occasionally and fire on airplanes are bad, every airplane in the US has a lithium ion battery emergency kit on board, which basically has some really... Oh, and when those things catch fire, they burn at more than 1,000 degrees. So they will actually not just burn in the cabin. They can actually start burning through some stuff of the plane. So the way they do it is every plane has like some high-tech oven mitts and a fireproof bag. So what is supposed to happen is if a phone or a device catches on fire, a flight attendant didn't sign up for this, has to go quickly put on the high-tech oven mitts and then grab the phone that is burning at 1,000 degrees and pick it up and drop it in the fireproof bag and then seal the bag. And then it will starve it of oxygen, and then it will hopefully go out. The theory is that if the battery is in the little compartment it's harder to get it out if it catches on fire. Actually, the sub theory is if the battery doesn't come out of your bag, because when they first started doing these, the batteries were built into the bag and you couldn't remove them.
And you can't stick the entire bag into the fireproof.
Yes.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
if it starts melting, then it melts everything and you
Yeah.
can't get the battery out. I suppose, yes, I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah.
I would
but
prefer
again,
I would prefer not to be the flight attendant holding the bag without the oven mitts while the other flight attendant with the oven mitts grabs the 1,000-degree phone. But whatever.
Quick, flip a coin.
Hold the bag, hold it. No.
Get it in the bag, Larry. Get it in the bag the first time this time. Don't drop it on my foot like last time. Anyway, so there you go. Don't keep your batteries in your bag. Put them in your bag. That's what I learned. How about you? What'd you learn?
As I said, Dave Ball and I went and played golf late yesterday afternoon. So we tee off at 3:03. Off we go. It's a little slow, but it's Waveland. Public course. The 3 kids in front of us, none of whom were more than 20. 2 of whom looked like they'd never picked up a club. It's fine.
Oh, my people.
Yeah. It's fine. We're on the golf course. We're off work. We're catching up. We're having a good time. When we are walking off of the number 3 green, there is a gathering back behind, over behind the number 6 green. And I start counting. That's an 8-some. Half of them aren't wearing their shirts, and they're doing fireball shots with the cart girl. This could be a long round. Okay. Fine. Is what it is. Keep playing. It's slow. At one point, we're on the number 8 tee box, which you'll find in a couple of weeks. Par 3. We're on the tee box. The group behind us, sitting on the tee box with us, waiting. There's a group, we can see the green. There's a group on the green, and we can see up the hill to the number 9 tee box, and there are 2 groups on the number 9 tee box. 5 of us, 5 groups, 20 guys, all within sight of each other, all on the same hole and a half.
Oh, and a short hole at that.
And a short, yes. And I'm like, oh boy, this could be. But we work our way through it. We get to the number 9 tee box. It is 2 minutes to 5. We're not that far behind pace. I mean, it's slow, but again, what else do we have to do?
I mean, that's a faster pace than some of the morons on the PGA Tour.
It's not wrong. We play 9. We go to the clubhouse. I eat a slice of pizza. We get to the 10 tee box. We wait and we wait and we wait. Eventually, we're about ready to tee off, and Dave looks at me. When was the last time I hit a shot? And I look at my 32 minutes. We went 32 minutes between hitting shots. This continued on hole 10 and 11. We're in the middle of 12, which is a really long par 5. And we look up the hill at the 14 green, and there are 16 guys. A 16-some on the 14 green. And we look over, and there's nobody on the 15 tee box. We're in the middle of 12. We've hit our shots. And I said, Dave, we're gone. Jump in the cart, and we drive directly to the 15 tee box. Abandon the balls. Dave says, did you say anything to the other two guys that we'd been paired up with that had been, living through this torture with us? Did you say anything to these guys? I'm like, nope, F them. Straight to the 15 tee box. and teed off, skipped the rest of 12, all of 13, all of 14, played 15, 16, 17, 18. 17 and 18 were kind of slow, but Dave birdied 17, so we were still happy. We got done with 18, and there is nobody on 10. We were going to play 13. Oh, there's people on 12, there's people on 13. We really can't. But there's nobody on 10. So we played 10. There's nobody on 10. There's clearly going to be nobody on 11. So we played 11. And I'm like, boy, that really takes us far away from the clubhouse. Dave's like, hey, in for a dime, in for $1. So then we played 12. So we played 19 and a half holes. What I really learned this week is that you can have a 16-some. I did not know that was a thing.
That actually sounds like the brand new show on Cinemax, but I think that's an entirely different thing.
The music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. You can subscribe to our award-winning podcast wherever you get your pods. Just search Talkin' and the number 2. No Gino space. You can stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office. Please don't do that. I want to thank our listeners and our sponsors, Toddler 3187, the Taylor Center for Technology Policy, even though we didn't do their segment this week, though we kind of did. We talked about expensive tech for no good reason.
Yeah.
And DJ to go Cedar Valley, which I think is going to be Tots to go Cedar Valley when Dan does his truck.
Perfect.
And as always, you can send us your feedback to feedback@talkingtotodd.com. Todd?
I mean, with your golf story, it's pretty clear. I mean, you said that you guys went 32 minutes between hitting shots, but the reason is because that 8-some, half of whom weren't even wearing shirts. What I can tell you is they were not going 32 minutes before hitting shots. They were probably going about a minute or 2 between hitting shots. Oh, and we're here to play golf.
I did not think of it that way. I think that is absolutely correct. Nice work. Next week, same bad time, same bad channel. We'll be back. We're talking to Todd.
One quick correction. I said that the lithium-ion battery could be like 1,000 degrees. I fact-checked myself with the source of all truth and knowledge, and actually burning lithium creates a fire that can be 3,632 degrees Fahrenheit, which is only 10 degrees hotter than what it's going to be here this weekend.
Actually.
Warmer than you might think.
But it's a dry heat, so it's fine.